Well, Conor, how's the last 10, 11 days been since the defeat to Racing?
Yeah, tough to be honest, because I think we did so well to get through the group and get through the quarter final that to get in a semi and not perform for the first 25-30 minutes and then leave ourselves with too much to do is a little bit frustrating, considering, like I said, all the hard work that went in. But I think the more experience and the more kind of time you spend in the sport, you got to get over it quickly and then get on to the next job. And thankfully, we have a week where we have a quarter final against a quality side like Edinburgh to refocus the mind and focus on another trophy, which is a great place to be.
Yeah, I saw Rory McIlroy yesterday saying that after the Masters, he basically spent a week inside watching box sets before eventually his wife had to drag him out and get him back to real life. Was there a little bit of that? Do you take a couple of days away just to keep the head down?
Yeah, you do. It's a kind of a natural process you go through, and my family are well used to dealing with, well, not well used to, it happens the odd time when we do lose big games, well used to kind of taking a step back and not contacting me as much, because I'm probably not as chatty as I usually would be. So you just have to go through that natural process and kind of get over it and refocus the mind, because you build it up so much in your head and you see it going a certain way, and then when it doesn't work out, it's frustrating, and then you got to learn to deal with it. But no, like I said, it's sport. These things happen, and you get on to the next job.
What do you put it down to? The, I guess, flatness in a way, which is the one thing you don't expect in a Champions Cup semi-final in a first half. Now that you've had time to watch it back, are there things that you've identified in the week building up that it just didn't click in those opening 40 minutes?
Yeah, hindsight's great, and especially when you lose, you can pick out anything. You start picking out things that actually aren't a problem when you lose. And
was the trip to South Africa an issue?
No, sure there wasn't.
So
people,
yeah.
People. No, it was only good for us. It was only a really good thing for us, because with the Six Nations on and us being away from the group for so long, it gave us a chance to literally live with each other for 2 weeks and kind of get back into the Munster way of doing things. Just get the game plan like really seeded into your head again. And no, we had a great time in South Africa. Bonded really well. Played pretty decent rugby down there. Got 2 wins and. No, look, if we had won that semi-final, everyone would have been like talking about South Africa in such a positive light. We should do that every year before a semi-final. So it wasn't. No, South Africa was brilliant. It was just there's fine margins. They're actually really fine margins in semi-finals, and we've identified them. And our game plan was right. Freshness-wise, players were feeling really good, and then there was 1 or 2 moments, like if you look at it with a really critical eye, there was just 1 or 2 lapses in concentration from individuals, myself included, that we just took our eye off the job for a minute or a second, and we were punished, severely in the first 20 minutes, and that's it, black and white, individual kind of mistakes. So you can paint it up and look at different things, but I don't know, like, was there flatness? It was just a couple of individual errors, and then suddenly we were behind by such a large score.
And the season isn't over. There is still this trophy behind us to play for, and the way the Pro 14 works, it sort of chugs along, and you come in and you come out, and then you get to this stage where it gets really exciting. And if you can win a Pro 14, which would mean having to beat Leinster at the Aviva Stadium as well, like, suddenly you look back in this season in a whole new light.
Yeah, silverware it's massive, and we haven't tried to hide the fact that we're really hungry for silverware in Munster. We haven't won a trophy in a while. I think it was my first season with Munster was the last time we won something. So from a selfish point of view, it's a place I grew up playing rugby. It's something I really want to do, is be successful with Munster. And we're a team who've been to 2 European semi-finals in 2 years. We've been to the final of the Pro 14 last year. I know we're a quality outfit that is very close to clicking, and that's what we're training towards. That's what we're motivated towards, is trying to find that little link that's stopping us from getting over the line, because we definitely have the quality of player, the quality of coaching staff to do that. And yeah, like you said, if you finish a season with a bit of silverware, then it puts a completely different look on it.
Well, it ends also any talk really of transition within Munster, and so much has happened over the last 2-3 years, unavoidable, and some stuff that probably in hindsight could have been avoided in terms of changes to coaching staff and sort of constant alterations behind the scenes and players having to work with new people. Is that one of the things you're looking forward to this summer, going in, having a normal pre-season with the coaching staff who are going to be around, that actually you can sort of plan for the medium term for once?
Yeah, you said it. I've been through quite a number of coaches at Munster, and I'd be lying if I told you that it wasn't frustrating. It is really frustrating because to look at Ireland for a minute, we've had Joe for such a stretched period of time, and that's given him. I know we won a Six Nations when he came, but he's built us into a fantastic squad, and a squad that knows exactly what they're about, and that's what we're searching for in Munster. I think, like you said, I don't think there's a transition period. In playing personnel, like you said, we've been to finals and semi-finals over the last few years, so the standard of play is there. It's just getting that consistency of coaching, of game plan, of understanding. I think will definitely aid us maybe get over that final hurdle.
Because you're probably only seeing a little glimpse of what Johan van Graan can bring, because it's not a normal situation for him either. Coming in mid-season, needs to keep a lot of what Rassie Erasmus has done and sort of pick specific areas where he can implement what he wants. Whereas now actually he'll get a couple of months, 5-6 weeks, sit down, plan out a proper pre-season, and very much give the Van Graan way of playing. Do you get that sense that there's a lot more to come from him?
Yeah, definitely. I think he came in, like you said, at a difficult time, and what Rassie and Jack had built up so well, he didn't want to disrupt that too much, because, like you said, in the middle of the season, it's a really difficult time to come in and implement your style of play onto us. So he was, in fairness to Johan, he was very respectful of that. He said it to us. He said he doesn't want to touch too much this year, but at the same time he's implemented a few things that have definitely made us a better team already, and I'd say I can tell by him he's relishing the chance to set up a pre-season and in the style he wants, and just fix a few things that'll make us better for next year, because we haven't, like you said, we haven't had that in a while, and hopefully it'll aid us to continue to grow.
Do you fully intend to go to Australia for the summer?
Yeah, I hope so.
Do you have conversations around that with Joe Schmidt as to what's best for World Cup 2019?
No, I don't. I'm sure that type of stuff goes on in the background. I think players just want to play, and they'll play as much as they can, and that I'm no different to that, or I'm sure any of the other lads who are hoping to go on tour are no different. So I'd love. Feel great.
A lot of summers in a row.
Yeah, we've had tours for various teams over the last number of years, but I think and we always go back to this, the way we're looked after in Ireland, the player welfare system, the amount of games you play a year is very, very manageable. It allows you to be fresh, it allows you to take down weeks and get rid of little niggles, and so this time of the season you feel great, and that's not the case for fellas in England or France at times. I think where we're playing kind of allows us to feel like that.
When you're introduced as the best scrum half in the world, what goes through your head? And you're hearing that a lot now, and from very respected pundits saying, yeah, you are the best scrum half in world rugby right now. What goes on in your head when you hear that?
I don't know.
You feel actually I'm at the peak of my powers?
I feel really good. I feel really good about my game, and I'd never say that. I don't think I'd ever say that. I think there's an awful lot of players. No way. No. I think on any given day, if you play well, like in an international or whatever, it's an amazing feeling to know you've done a really good job, and you are not at your peak of your powers, but you're performing somewhere close to your best. And that's over the last couple of years I've felt really comfortable with my game. I know the type of player I am, and the two squads I'm in, I felt really good. And obviously there was the Lions tour as well, which felt a lot more comfortable to be in the second time round than the first. So to hear things like that is great, because that's what you want to do. You want to play well, and you want to be recognised as a good player. So I'd be lying to you if it said it didn't mean anything, but you got to take it with a pinch of salt. You just got to understand that it's, in my mind now, the last game I played was Racing and wasn't my best game. So in my mind, I'm not saying that, or I just want to get out and play a good game again, and take it week on week. But like at the moment, and this season just gone, I felt really good. And it's tough to play well, but it's tough to stay injury free. And once you're injury free, you get a chance to go out there and show how good you are. So a lot of factors go into it.
And finally, this Saturday, Edinburgh, last home game of the season. Is the talk around the squad that this is the day to make amends, that a fortnight on from Racing is the perfect opportunity?
In individuals' minds, I'd say, like I said, I just want to get out and play well again, and that's part of my motivation this weekend. But as a group, we don't. The coaches don't speak to us like that. They just want to. We've reviewed the game. We've tried to fix the mistakes we made against Racing in training, and hopefully, that'll be implemented in the game. But no, this is about the Pro 14. It really is, and it's about that trophy behind us. We want to get our hands on something this year, but yeah, in the back of people's minds, they want to play well, because we didn't play to our potential against Racing, and then we want to get back and show people how good we can, because once we've had a great season at Munster, and then once you lose a game, people start questioning you straight away, and that's just the way sport is, and I'm used to that. So the aim is to go out and play well again.